Okay, can we begin?
Yeah, sure, sir.
So give me 1 minute. I'll just share the screen. Okay, so is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Use these files. Okay, so in the previous class, we did the modify tab, and in the modify tab, we have completed the these tools, the clipboard tools, the property tools, and the modify tools itself, and the view tools basically. Okay, now we have these measure tools also available over here. Okay, so if we are in the floor plan view and we wanted to measure the room distance basically there. Okay, so we can use these measure tools. So we have two type of measure tool. We have measure between two reference tools is been there. Okay, and then we have these align dimension tools also basically. So measure between two reference point is like if I measure this point to this point basically that it just give me a temporary dimension. Now it's not showing me a temporary dimension because I have locked these element. You can see the temporary dimension over here because I'm not locked this wall or not pin this wall. Okay, so this is for temporary dimensions basically there. Okay, so if I want to measure it now I can measure it. You can see I've unlocked it maybe. So we can see this temporary. Now if I press escape, it goes away basically. Once again, if I take measured between two reference and if I measure the between from here to here, it tells me that it's 230 mm. Okay, and that's temporary. Okay, you can see this is temporary dimension. The moment I press escape, that dimension line will go away. Even if one more time if I press escape, that line, the dash line that was appearing, even that goes away basically. Okay, so it is for temporary measuring the distance between the two references basically. Okay, then we have measure along the element. Measure along the element means between this element. Okay, so and this element, so it tells me that's 90 degree, and this whole element is of 3859.3 mm basically there. Okay, maybe if I select this wall, so that wall length element is of how much length and what angle it is basically there. And if I select this door and see, okay, so now it's not selecting the door, but element like walls or other elements basically there. Okay, it selects that basically there. You can see it doesn't select window also, it selects the entire wall. Okay, so it will not select the components object. Okay, so here you have this option called measure along the element. Means it will only measure the distance of the walls basically there. Okay, not the distances of the component object also. Okay, so it tells you also here measure the length of 10 elements, means open a plan elevation or sections, fix an existing wall or a line to measure basically there. So it only works for walls basically, it doesn't work for component. Okay, but if you want to measure a different distance between two element basically there, from this element face to this element face basically there, up till here we can find out what is the distance between the two reference point basically, and these are temporary. So if I press escape, the temporary dimension will go away basically there. Okay, then if you want permanent dimension, you have these permanent dimensions like align tool, align dimension, linear dimension, angular dimension, radial dimensions. You have diameter dimension, arc dimension, spot elevation, spot coordinate, and spot slope as well basically. The slope is generally for rams, or if you have created any slope element like sunshades, or if you have created parking ramps basically, that you want to find out what is the sloping angle or sloping ratio, you can take the spot slope command basically there. Okay, and spot elevation means at what elevating height is there, especially for roofing or for false ceilings basically there. That at what elevating height is your false ceiling or drop of the ceiling is there basically, that is for spot elevations. And if you take spot coordinate is for getting the coordinate of the site basically, the north, the south coordinate or the east west coordinates of the sites basically there. Okay, so you can use these tools like measure between the two to measure between the two distances. Okay, and if I take measure element, I can just select the element that I wanted to measure it basically. So that's very simple and basics. Okay. Now, the most important tool that we're going to do today is about create tool. Can you see we have this create tool over here in the modify tab? In the modify tab, we have this create tool. Okay. Now, in create tool, there are four creating tools are being given. The very first tool we're going to do is first we're going to do with create paths. Okay. Then after create paths, we're going to do create assembly. After create assembly, you have create similar, and then we're going to do create group. Okay, so four create tools we're going to do today. So first, let's start with create similar because this is one of the simplest tool in the create tool. Okay, create similar. The shortcut key for create similar is CS. Okay, so what is the shortcut for create similar? It is CS. Okay, now if I'm trying to select create similar, I'm not able to activate this command or this tool because I have not selected an element basically or a component basically. Okay, supposingly if I select this window, now if I select the window, you can see create similar command is working. Okay, so if I click on create similar, okay, and then I can now place the similar window right on this wall. Okay, so it creates the similar object basically. Maybe if I want to create a similar door and wanted to place it right over here. Okay, so I'll select this door, take create similar command, and I can place it over there. Okay, so you don't have to search for the door command or that elementing command basically. Okay, so any object that you want to recreate again basically. So for example, if I want to create a similar wall, so I'll select that wall first and then take the command called create similar, and now I can create a similar wall and wherever you want it, basically. Maybe I want to create a similar window right over here on this wall. So you can select that window, you create similar command and drop it over there. Okay. So create similar tool is useful if you want to create a similar object but on a different place or a different hosted element. So you can take that command basically. Okay. It only works when you have selected an object. If you have not selected any object, create similar command won't work basically. So it's like a match property toolbar only, you can say basically. Okay. Only thing is it helps you to create an object basically, not to match the properties. All right. So create similar is clear. Is this tool is clear? Create similar.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Moving next to create similar, we have a tool called create parts. You see, create part tool is being given basically. Okay, now to explain you about create parts. Okay, you see, I have these walls and it has multiple parts basically inside. Okay, we have a layer of paint, a layer of plaster, and then you have the brick, then you have the internal plaster, then you have the mortar, and this is maybe the tile. So when you come into the edit type and check it out, it's in, uh, layer functions basically that you might see a lot of detailing. If I select this wall, come into the edit type, look at the editing structure, you can see a lot of series of layers are there basically. Okay, so you have this plaster, then you have the main core, then you have the interior plaster and the interior paint as well basically. Then a lot of detailings are there basically. Okay, now when I come into 3D view, okay, so let me simply delete all these objects because that might create a lot of confusion for you. Let me come into 3D view now. And if you see, when I select this wall, I don't see the part details of that specified wall basically. Okay, so I want to view the part of this wall basically, the part component of this wall, because from the top view or from the 3D top view, I'm not able to see. Only I'm able to see the finishings of the walls. Okay, I don't see the part element of that wall basically. Okay, so how do we enable that basically? So I'll select that wall. Okay, जिस wall का आपको part detail view करना था basically. Okay, and then gonna click on this option which says create parts. The moment I click on create part, you can see now I'm able to see the layer of each and every element basically. Even the paint layer, I can see the plaster layer, I can see the core layer, I can even see the interior plaster layer, and I can also see the interior paint layer basically. Okay, all these layers are being visible basically. Okay, so we can select for this wall, and we can also tell him to create paths. It will create paths for that element as well, basically, or that face of that wall as well. Okay, now I can make show him this little bit more in detail wise as well. Okay, so if I want to show more part details more clearly or more visibility that how many layers say ये wall बना हुआ है, so I can select all these part individually, or I can select all of these wall together. मैंने पूरा wall को मैंने एक साथ select कर लिया, and over here in the properties dialog box, there is an option called as show shape handle. Can you see? Show shape handles दिख रहा है? ये टिक ऑन कर देंगे हम लोग यहाँ पे. ठीक है, ये टिक ऑन कर दिया और अप्लाई किया. ठीक, अब क्या होगा कि अगर मैं एक एक पार्ट को अगर मैं सिलेक्ट करता हूँ, तो ये पार्ट को मैंने सिलेक्ट किया. अब ये पार्ट पे हैंडल्स मिलेगी मुझे बेसिकली. कैन यू सी? आई गेट दिस हैंडल पॉइंट्स. I can drag this handle point down and show him each parts of the walls. We have first is the paint, then we have the plaster, then you have the core block, then you have the internal plaster, and then you have the internal paint basically. So we can show these part details basically like that. Okay, and then we can show that in displacement mode as well. Displacement, displace, displace, displace. Totally explodes that specified wall, and then you can select the displacement element and create the path line. Okay, so that the person can come to know. Even for this wall also, select all of these and make it as displacement element. You can select all these individual parts and displace it out. And then you can show the path lines. To show an exploded view of your detailing that you have applied it to the walls basically. Okay, you can show nice exploded view. Now if you don't want to show these as an exploded view, okay, if you want normally the back view basically जैसे था वैसा करना है, so you can select all these shapes basically, and then you can press delete, delete, and delete. So it will reset its positions. Delete, 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 delete. It will put back into the reset positions basically. Once it is going to select out, so you can press delete. Once again, I can select these entire wall and then I press delete. So it will tell me that the जो part visibility था वो अभी नहीं दिखेगा, won't be visible because we have removed the part visibility basically. Okay, so it shows me as a finished wall. Once again, I can select all these walls and press delete. Once again, it says me associate part will be deleted and won't be visible, and it will be seen as a entirely as a finished view basically. Okay, same over here. In yesterday class, we have exploded the window, so we can press delete, put it back where it belongs. We can show or unshow the detailings as well basically. Right, so that's what you can add it up as well. So create part is useful for showing the detailings of the walls basically there. Even for slab as well, so if you have created a slab like flooring slab and you want to show the part details of your floor slab as well, you can use the create part command also, or any other parts. Like if you have created roof, suppose in future we create the roof and you want to show the roof in an exploded format basically, the part format, so we can take create parts command basically. Okay, is that clear? Create parts. Create part is clear to all. Um, hello.
Yes, sir.
I thought my audio is not audible. Okay, moving ahead with create parts. There's something called over here create assembly. Now this is very important topic. Create assembly. Let if supposingly I want to create an assembly of this sliding window. Okay. Now assembly means creating working drawings of the component or of the object that you have made basically. Okay. So if I want to show the WD of the window, okay, of the window that I've created. So I can select that window and click on this option that is called create assembly. Okay, so it will ask me what do you want to name this assembly. So I want to name this assembly called as sliding window dash WD working drawings. Okay, that's the name of the assembly. Then I'll click on OK. The moment I click on OK, nothing happens. Okay, nothing really happens. But if you observe in your project browser, the last thing that you see in the project browser is assembly. And when you expand that, you'll find an assembly of sliding window dash WD. But this assembly is empty. It doesn't have any details. So there's no working details like floor plan, sorry, the plan view of the window, or the elevation of the window, or the section view of the window, or the 3D view of the window. So these things would be not be there basically. Okay, in the assembly. So we wanted to create the plan of the window. We want to create the elevation view of the window. We want to create a section view of the window. We want to show a 3D view of the window, part list, and all these detailings of the window basically. Only of that window only basically. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna once again select that window, and over here now in the modify option on the top, you'll find something called as create views. तो इस विंडो के कितने व्यूज आपको क्रिएट करने हैं, उसके लिए हमें यहाँ पे क्या करना पड़ेगा, वी नीड टू क्लिक ऑन दिस ऑप्शन व्हिच इज कॉल्ड क्रिएट व्यूज. So the moment if I click on create view, it asks me that how many views you wanted to create. Okay, so you get a selection dialog box over here, and you need to select what views you want to create, at what scale also you want to create. Maybe you want to create at a scale of 1:20, or you want to scale it at 1:50, what scale factor you're going to use basically. So supposing I'm going to use 1:10. Okay, so I'm using a scale factor of 1:10. Okay, and what views we wanted to generate, we'll select from here. So I want to create a 3D view. So that's take a plan view. Maybe I want a section A, but not a section B. Okay. Elevation top is not required because I have already have the plan view. Elevation bottom is also not required. Left, right, you can untake. Maybe you want the left elevation, you can keep the left elevation, not the right elevation. Front elevation is enough, we don't need the back elevation. And if you need both the elevation, you can keep the both the elevations. Part list, कितने parts है window के अंदर, means the frame or the locks or the handle. We want the list of parts. What materials is been assigned to the material. We want the material takeoff also. And window scheduling means how many number of windows are there basically. A window schedule will take it off separately, so we don't want to create a window schedule. So we'll leave this window schedule as it is untick. We don't want it. And I want to place all these view in a sheet basically. There's a tick on the sheet command also. And on what size of sheet you want to use, you can select the size of sheet also. So maybe I want to place all these views in an A1 size sheet. So I'm going to select A1 size metric. If you wanted to put all these in A3 size sheet, you can click on load command and just go back, come into the English folder, go into US folder and search for title blocks, and you can select A3 paper and then you can click on open. Now, if you see in sheet, we have A1 and A3. Maybe we want A2 size paper. We can again click on load. Make sure that we come into the English folder. You can take US and you can search for a folder called title block. And then you can take A2 metric. Click on open. We have A1, A2, A3. So whichever size of paper you want to use, you can use this. Maybe I'm going to use A1 metric. And then I'm going to click on OK. So now if you see, we are in the assembly. There's this plus sign, which means it has generated views for this sliding window. So what views it has generated? A 3D view has been generated. Okay. So if I double click on 3D view, you can see we only see the 3D view of that sliding window. Okay, so this is sliding window का 3D view available है हमारे पास में. Okay. Then you have section A. So this is section A, which looks very horrible actually. Not actually details. I'll click on sign details. No, so section A is of no use. What is cutting actually? What is this? So section A is of no use. Elevation back. This is the back elevation. This is the front elevation. Elevation left. So this is the left elevation. Maybe we can use this as a section view. This is the plan detail. All these views are being generated basically. Now, if you see in the plan detail, we see these lines basically there. Okay. This is all about that section line or the elevation lines basically there. So this is for the elevation left. This is which line is this? This is section A actually. So we can rotate the section A at least. Be very careful while rotating. Now this would be coming perfect. Section A. You can bring down these lines a little bit closer. Or if you don't want to view these, these annotating lines or section lines basically. So what you can do, you can come into visibility graphics, VG, come into annotate category, okay, and uncheck sections. So sections unchecked and apply. So now we don't see that section line checklist. We just see our floor plan detail basically. If you want to see with realistic material, you can click on realistic material, or you can just see with constraint colors, you can take constraint colors. Even in section A, so section A looks very worst. I can delete that section A. Instead of section A, we got section A1. Right, this is perfect. You can see at least the detail of that window. I don't want to view these these symbols actually. So once again, we can come in visibility graphics, VG, annotate category, search for sections, apply, okay. And this is the call out box basically, which I can like scroll it down. Even if you don't want to view this call out box, you come into visibility graphics, VG, come into annotate category and search for callouts, uncheck that as well. You only see that section, elevation back. Maybe I don't want to view this annotating line. So again, VG, annotations, search of the sections, elevation front, VG, annotate category, sections off, apply, okay, elevation left, VG, annotate category, sections off, apply, and okay. Even the callouts if you want to hide them. Visibility graphics, annotate category, callouts, off, apply, and okay. Okay, so in all the views, like this is 3D view, that's section view, this is elevation back, front, left. Okay, then you have this plan detail, you have this material takeoff. So if I come in material takeoff, there are three materials applied to the window. One is glass, that's the volume of the glass. Clad white material been applied it, which is having very minimalistic volume actually. And then you have the wood stain, which is 0.04 cubic meter is there, it's been applied. So these are the volume information of that material. Okay. If I come in part list, it's made of one parts only. So there's only one parts. There is no multiple parts. Okay. Okay. So not much about the part list, but in this, the last thing is about sheets, and it says sheet 101 dash sheet basically. If I go in that sheet is empty. So now, supposingly, I wanted to fill up the detail, the scheduling, sorry, not the scheduling, but the uh, assembly of the window that I have taken out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag these views. So first, I'm going to drag the 3D view into this sheet. I'm going to place the 3D view of that window in the sheet. Then I'm going to drag the plan view, the plan detail, drop it below the 3D view. That's the plan of that window. Then I'm going to drag the front elevation of the window. So that's the front elevation. Then I can drag the back elevation into the sheet. So what I'm doing, I'm compositing my sheets basically there. You will add the elevation left on the section view. Insert the material takeoffs. And part list as well. If I come in part list, I can edit the part list also, what part list information you want basically there. So maybe I want the category, or what category is this basically there. What family and type is this, how many count has been there. So I can remove the count. Instead of count, I can give like who's the manufacturer, what's the model number of the window. Okay, then what's the type mark of the window. Okay, all these informations we can provide it out. So maybe the manufacturer is Saint Cobain, so we can type the information. So I select that window, click on edit type, or if I come into my floor plan view, select that window, type manufacturer, copy, type mark. This is W. You can give the description. You can even give the cost of the window. Once all these information has been added, when you come back into the assembly in the part list, should update. If it not updated, we will update it is, have we selected right assembly? Yes, we have. If I come in the plan view, let's check once again. In the selected edit type, we have given the informations. Is now displaying the texting. Why is not displaying the text? This is pin and pin it and check. Should change. Okay, we'll check around with this later. Maybe this error that my file maybe. So you can now display the category. You can display the family and type. You can show the manufacturer name, the model number, and the type mark of that specified window. This is the informations of the name of the material and the material takeoff of that. This is the section detail. This is front elevation. This is the plan view. Okay, all these things you can add along. Now, maybe if you want to change the scale size of the view, so you can come back into the 3D view. This view was 1:10 ka scale, so we can change the scale to 1:5. Okay, or maybe you can take 1:1 scale, and then you can look into the sheet. So you can see that scale changes. It's quite huge. So use the original size. We can take it back into 1:5, and you can just rearrange its position of placing. That's the 3D. That's the front elevation, back plan detail, and the section detail of that window basically. Maybe you want to put the plan first and then the elevation and the section later on. Okay, so you can do that as well. Right, so yeah, this nice and beautiful sheet is ready. Then we can add more detailings as well, like the dimension detailings to the plans as well. So we can come back into the plan detail view and dimensions. If you feel that dimension is very small, you can select the dimension. You can come into edit type, duplicate the dimension, and you can tell it instead of 2.5 mm, we'll give this of 4 mm. Then select the text height. Oh, it's actually 0.75 mm, so you can put that to 4 mm. Okay, so you can provide dimensions between the objects. So when you come back into the sheet sets or the sheet, you can see the dimension is automatically then added over there as well. Okay. You can even take out the elevation view ka duplicate again as well. So I can select front elevation, right click, and I'll take duplicate with details. So in one of the copy, I'm going to show, going to visibility graphics, annotate category, call outs. So in one of these copy, I'm going to mark the parts basically. Maybe this is the glass. So we can give annotate and we can give text to that part. Element clear glass. And then you can click on close. And then give these the TMM aluminum channel. Close on that. So you can label it. And in one of the front elevation, we just gonna give the dimension details basically. Small configure, can change the sizes. Basically select that first only. And it's actually 41 mm actually. This is 23 mm. Be more actually. 64. You can give total dimension details. dimension details, want to add it out. And then we can come back in the sheet. You can see that dimension detail has been added, but we need to make a space for the other detail as well. Drag this copy. I'm gonna rename this copy. Call this as front elevation front. Call this as labeling. In this we have dimension detail, and in this we have labeling details. Yes. So this becomes your assembly of the window. Okay, using create assembly command. You can create a similar assembly for other element also, like door. So if you want to create an assembly of a door, for whichever door you want to create, suppose for this internal door, you select that door and click on create assembly. You can call this assembly door assembly, but dash you can call this as a room door. So now if you see in assembly, we have two assembly now. We have door assembly and we have sliding window assembly. Okay, now door assembly, none of the views have been created. So we'll once again select the door and click on create views, and we can create as many views we want to create: 3D view, plan view, section A, maybe instead of section B, you can take section D at least. Then we're gonna take elevation left, elevation front, back, part list, material takeoff, and we want to put it in the sheet. Again, A1 sheet would be fine. Then we can click on OK. We have you can see the detail of that door. Okay, that's the plan view. You can come into visibility graphics of all these annotating category like sections, so that you don't see that section and you just see the floor plan. Okay. And you can come into the other views, like this is the 3D view, just to find details, and you can make this to realistic so that you can see them in realistic material. You can come in section D, make this fine detail first and constraint colors or realistic material. Come into visibility graphics, annotate category of the sections. Like, okay, this is the back elevation, visibility graphics, annotation category, sections. You can come for the front as well, fine details. realistic, usability graphics, annotate category. Okay, if you don't want to view in realistic, you can constraint colors, elevation left, sections off. Two material, cherry wood and aluminium. Part list, this much information is there. So we can click on edit fields and you can change maybe the count basically there. Add descriptions, manufacturer name, type mark, all the stuff. So you can see the type mark came in D1. The sheet is empty, so we can start pulling all these views into the sheets. Just drag it and drop it into the sheets. Add plan, then elevations, about the sections. So you can create your own working drawing sheets of the component that you have added along basically. Okay, so that's assembly. So one assembly of the door and a second assembly we have created for the window. So this is the window assembly and that's the door assembly. Similarly, we can create assembly of walls. We can also create assembly of roof. Whatever element that has been created, okay, we can select and create the assembly for all the elements, basically. Even for the floor. So in future, we'll create floorings. We can create an assembly of flooring as well. So in that, we can show the entire working and the construction method that's going to used for creating that door or window or flooring or roofing or any element basically. Okay. So create assembly is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Moving ahead, we're going to do is modify, and we're going to do create group. Now for create group, I'm purposely have selected this project because let's say we have a typical floor, okay, and you can see I have floor number one over here, or the first floor, and so the second floor, the third floor, fourth floor, and the fifth floor, they'll be all the replica of the first floor only, basically. So what I can do is I can select all these element from the first floor. Okay, so you can select all the element of the first floor, all the walls or everything basically there. Just come in temporary into filters and uncheck the curtain walls, curtain wall grids and panels, floor markings, rules and structural columns. Don't want it, and maybe we wanted the walls as well. And let's take this many elements. Okay. And I wanted to uh, apply on the other floor also. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this a group basically. So I'm going to click on create group, and I'm going to call this group as parking. Okay, you can even call one dash fifth floor parking group. Okay, so this becomes a group item now basically. Okay, so when I select, it select as a whole element. Then I can take the copy command or copy to clipboard. And then we can take the paste and we can align to selected levels. I can copy paste on the second floor, third floor, fourth floor, and the fifth floor. Okay, some of them get highlighted and overlap. That's okay. Now, if I look into 3D view, switch for 3 minutes, you can see that similar floorings are being copy pasted. So if I make any changes in one of these group also, okay. So for instance, if I select this group, it's a little heavy, and let me just make this to constraint colors. Okay, and click on edit group and select this parking ramp, and maybe if I delete the ramp from this floor, okay, and then click on finish. Okay, maybe that floor element gets deleted, but if I supposingly changes parameters, like maybe if I stretch it, this floor boundary, randomly I'm just stretching it. Let me click on finish once again. It edited all the floors. As you can see, it got changed and applied basically. So So maybe if I select this group once again, click on edit group, select this car or this component, unpin it, and if I delete from this group, click on finish, you can see it deletes from all the remaining floors. So if I make changes in one typical floor, it will get affected in all the remaining floors as well, basically. So it's all instantly grouped, basically. So now I don't have to, create floor number 2, floor number 3, floor number 4, and 5, basically. They are all replicated to floor number 1. So if whatever changes, if I make it into floor number 1, it will be affecting on the second, third, fourth, and the fifth floor as well, basically. So during typical floor plannings, basically, the create group command comes very handy, basically. Okay. So any changes in one floor you make it, it will affect it in all the copy pasted floor as well, basically. Okay. So if you make editing in one group, all the remaining groups will get edited, basically. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's create similar, create part, create assembly, and create group. So we are done with creating from the modify tool, measure, views, and modify, basically. We also did clipboards and properties. Only thing is left out is geometry now, basically. Okay, now geometry will continue this tomorrow because it has a lot of elements like copings, cut and uncut, join and unjoin, join and unjoin roofing, beam joins and column joins, wall joins, demolish, paint, and split face, basically. Okay, so these are for construction purposes, basically, or construction detailings, okay, of the building elements like beams or roof, or slabs and columns, okay, and paint materials and wall joinings. So this is a literally important geometrical modified tools that has been given over here. Okay, so I want you at least to practice these many uh, edits that we have done, basically. Okay, it's clear. So see you guys tomorrow at 2:30 because today I was having a little meeting, so could not attend at 2:30. So just for today, I have kept this class at this time, but tomorrow it's gonna be at 2:30 again. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, sir.